Bismillahirrahmanirrahim. First of all, with the great name of Almighty Allah, who is the most kind and merciful. My respectable teacher, Mem Yusra Mustafa Abdo, and all my class fellows, Assalamu alaikum. My name is Zishan Ali Memon from Sindh University, campus Larkana. So, today here is a presentation day. So, my topic and subject of this presentation video is Human Resource Management like HRM for final term video submitted to course instructor of this subject, Mem Yusra Abro, the Department of BBA, Bachelor of Business Administration, and my roll number 56. And all are you know that all universities are closed due to pandemic COVID-19. So our campus decided to we give presentation videos for final term from every student. So here further we learn more about this presentation. Now contents of this presentation video. Here is first of all what is human resource management, and simply we say that HRM. After that second one is what are the line and staff aspects of human resource management. Now after that second last is what are the planning and forecasting, and after that last one is finding internal candidates. So that are the contents of this online presentation video. We discuss all contents one by one further see. Now what is HRM? HRM stands for Human Resource Management. So this is also a function of management concerned with the hiring, motivating and maintaining people's is an organization. It focuses on the people in the organization. So and simply we say that human resource management is a particular field in which we get the knowledge about hiring the employees and try to manage the assets like employers, and try to their expertise, so that we are called HRM. So we say that if we can hire right person for right job, then we get more success in an organization. And also we say that HRM is the policies and practices involved in carrying out the people or human resource aspects of a management position. So including recruiting, screening, training, rewarding and appraising. And now in other words, HRM is the process of employing people, training them, compensating them, developing policies relating to them, and developing strategies to retain them. As a field, HRM has undergone many changes over the last 20 years, giving it an even more important role in today's organizations. In the past, HRM meant processing payroll, sending birthday gifts to employees, arranging company outings, and making sure forms were filled out correctly. And other words, more of an administrative role rather than a strategic role to the success of the organization. Human resource management is defined as a process of managing employees in a company, and it can involve hiring, firing, training and motivating employees. So an example of human resource management is the way in which a company hires new employees and trains those new workers. So that is all we are called human resource management. Now line and staff aspects of HRM. First of all, what is a line manager? A manager who is authorized to direct the work of subordinates, and it's responsible for accomplishing the organization tasks. And also staff manager is a head of line manager, and also line manager are in charge of accomplishing the organization's basic goals or tasks. A line manager directs the work of employees and making certain decisions without consulting anyone. In other words, we say that line authority entitles a manager to die of an employee. It is the employer or employee authority relationship that extends from top to bottom, that we are called line manager. And sometimes the term line is used to differentiate line managers from staff managers. Line managers whose organizational function contributions directly to the achievement of organization subjects or goals, that we are called line managers. Now the second one is staff managers. So what are the staff managers? In simply we say that staff managers are those managers who assists and advises to line managers. And also we say that staff managers give tasks and goals to line manager. Then after that line manager do work. And also we say that staff manager having staff authority. Then a manager's function is classified as a line or staff based on the organization's objectives and goals. As organizations get larger and more complex, line managers find that they do not have expertise or resources to get their jobs done effectively. And in simple words, we say that they create staff authority functions to support, assist, advise, and generally reduce some of the informational burdens they have, that we are called staff managers. Now line managers HRM responsibilities. A line manager is responsible for managing employees and resources to achieve specific functional or organizational goals. Now responsibilities of line manager in HRM. There are many responsibilities of line manager, but some we are discussed here. So number one, placing the right person on the right job, so that is a responsibility. And second one is starting new employees in the organization, otherwise orientation like. And third one is training employees for jobs new to them. And fourth, improving the job performance of each person. And number 5, the gaining creative cooperation and developing smooth working relationships. Number 6, interpreting the firm's policies and procedures. And number 7, controlling labor costs. And number 8, developing the abilities of each person. Number 9, creating and maintaining department morale. And number 10, protecting employees health and physical conditions. So number 11, providing training and support to new hires, which new hires यानी कि employees. So number 12, providing coaching and performance feedback to all them members, all team members. So number 13 and last one is ensuring quality standards for all processes on their team. That is all our line manager HRM responsibilities. Now staff managers HRM responsibilities. Staff managers are those managers who assists and advises to line managers, that are called staff managers. So now staff manager HRM responsibilities. Which responsibilities? Like there are many responsibilities of staff managers, but here we discuss some main responsibilities of staff managers. So some examples of the HR responsibilities of staff manager include assistance tasks, number 1 hiring, number 2 training, number 3 evaluating, number 4 rewarding, number 5 promoting, and last one is firing of employees and the administrating of various benefits program. That is all of the responsibilities of staff managers. Now planning and forecasting. So first of all, what is planning? Planning is a process of thinking about the activities required to achieve a desired goals. It is the first and foremost activity to achieve desired results. It involves the creation and maintenance of a plan, such as psychological aspects that require conceptual skills, and that we are called planning. So and now what is the forecasting? Forecasting is a technique that uses historical data as inputs to make informed estimates that are predictive in determining the direction of future trends that we are called forecasting. Now, employment or personal planning. In this process of deciding what position the firms will have to fill and how to fill them. So, employment most generally means that the state of having a paid job, of being employed. To employ someone is to pay them to work. An employer provides employment to employees. Employment can also refer to the act of the employing people, as in we are working to increase our employment of women, so that we are called employment or personal planning. Now, succession planning. In this process, we deciding how to fill the company's most important executive jobs. So suppose we say that CEOs of companies, or line managers as well as, so without those organization cannot run from CEOs and managers. Basically, in other words, we say that succession planning is a process for identifying and developing new leaders who can replace old leaders when they leave, retire, or otherwise die. So succession planning increases the availability for experienced and capable employees that are prepared to assume these roles as they become available. So that we called as succession planning. And also we say that succession is usually settled by the order of succession, and in the business, succession planning entails developing internal people with the potential to fill key business leadership positions in the company. So here is the defined simply. So that is all succession planning. Now, what to forecast? Overall personal needs, the supply of inside candidates, the supply of outside candidates. In simply we say that what to forecast. So forecast like prediction to future means we take in an example here, the rains coming in next day, so that is a prediction. So forecast is simply we say that prediction. So here we understand simply that forecast is a prediction for future, and in other words we say that forecast is a process of making predictions of the future based on past and present data, and most commonly by analyzing of a trend. So that is all a forecast. Now, finding internal candidates. So first of all, what is the job posting? Job posting is a publishing an open job to employees and listing its attributes. Job posting is the official advertisement of an open position for which the company is actively seeking a new hire employee. This allows current employees to move around within the company and the bid for the position prior to it being open for the general public, that we are called a job posting. So it is simply we say that job posting. Now, rehiring former employees. So that the thought of rehiring an old employee may leave you with a definite no you in your head, but with more people choosing to switch jobs around than ever before, the idea of rehiring or past worker should not be so looked down on. In fact, bringing back past team members may be very beneficial to every organization. It is simply beneficial for every organization. So if suppose when you are hiring, then your focus must be any past that were let go for reasons related to bad performance or otherwise behavior should not be considered for rehiring. It is main point. So that is beneficial for every organization is a past employees. Now, advantages of rehiring. There are known quantities. They know the firm and its culture. They already familiarized with your company's operations or inner workings. So one of the biggest advantages of bringing back on an old employee is that you don't have to spend as much time bringing them up to speed with how you all operate among with the getting them adjusted to your company or culture. So since they are already worked here, they are already familiar with work, and they are known very well everything you have ever told them regarding job. So it is beneficial, it is advantages of every organization. We spend much time getting, so it is a point. They have new skills and experience, they have less risk involved. Whenever you bring on a new employee, you are taking a major risk that they won't jump the boot and decide to leave in the middle of training and course. You have to repeat the entire hiring process all over again. That is why hiring someone, that is was so previously with your organization is less risky than bringing on a someone new employee, and also they are known higher retention rates. So that is all are the advantages of rehiring former employees. Now we discuss about disadvantages of rehiring employees. So they may have less than positive they may have been less than a positive attitude. Rehiring may send the wrong message to the current employees about how to get ahead. So companies worries about always a chance that they will leave again organization. It is a disadvantages. They having feelings for entitlement, so may not necessarily be the best candidate for the job. So don't want to reignite issues with the past employees. So my thoughts that hiring a past employee is a good idea. It is a good idea. So it is an inexperienced that all employees whose are the past. So it is a good idea for every organization, every company. It really depends on many factors revolving around the situation and the relationship, so that the company that the company has with the employees. So it is a good idea to rehiring a past employees. That is now succession planning. In above we are discussed already. So we are already discussed about the succession planning. Succession planning is a process of identifying developing new leaders who can replace old leaders when they are leave, retire or die. So simply an example like CEOs and managers of any company, but they have no CEOs or manager, then company will can't run without CEOs and managers. It is an example of a succession planning. Well, it is also backbone of companies. So that is all succession planning. Now succession planning steps. In this we see identifying and analyzing key jobs, creating and assessing candidates, selecting those who will fill the key position, so succession planning puts this personal pipeline in place. By mapping internal talent and the future needs, you can set a course to develop your employees accordingly. So there are 7 straightforward steps. Of succession planning. Number 1, get to know your company's vision and growth plans. So means to predict the future, put away the crystal ball. A strategic plan identifies an organization vision, mission and values. So that is a first step of the succession planning. The second step of succession planning, to create an inventory of existing skill sets. So that is a second succession planning. Means assessing your employees is an integral part of succession planning. Now the third step of succession planning, ask people about where they would like to be. So means that in open transparent succession, you invite employees to privately talk about their preferred future roles within your company. And now the fourth step of succession planning, evaluate each person's future potential. So that is the fourth step of succession planning. Means that while people may tell you where they did prefer to be assigned, each employee's current skills, their motivation level and ability to adapt and grow must be taken into account. Now the fifth step of succession planning, is inform employees of their succession potentials, means that tell high potentials that are ripe for the past track. So now the sixth step of succession planning, groom according to skill sets, means that performance management should be geared to helping employees reach their potential. Now the seventh and the last step of succession planning, offer retention programs that help ensure key staff will stay. So means that you can minimize the risk of unplanned dispatches by the incenting your staff to stay. There may be company benefits you can offer, and that is are all the seven straightforward succession planning steps. We read one by one, very simple. So that is I observed all the plans are you understand easily. So that is all. Thank you for watching my presentation video. If any question, then ask me. Write in a comment below of my YouTube channel.